A great victory has just taken place for the English speaking world, the Anglophonic world, which is under heavy attack within North America. Canada, the United States, uh, Belize, which is the only other English speaking country on the mainland of North America, and of course, other places. Well, the nation of Belize in the Central America has just voted 55%, I believe it was. Is it 55%? Yeah, 55% to take the neighboring nation of Guatemala to court for claiming that part of the country belongs to Guatemala. And this has been going on for years now. And it's just a part of the English speaking assault that's going on within North America. You've got the United States with the illegal population also coming from Guatemala and El Salvador and all those other places. They're changing the linguistic demographics, most notably in the southern United States, California, all these places. You see what's happening in Canada with the amount of refugees coming in, and you've got parts of the Greater Toronto area which are, I mean, you even have the signs and everything are in Chinese, Indian, all sorts of stuff. It's like English is being slowly wiped out. Well, the same thing is happening in this tiny little Commonwealth country of Belize. But Belize has now decided they're going to do something about it. They have said they're not going to surrender a piece of their land to Guatemala, and they want this whole migration happening within their borders. Guatemalans, poor Guatemalans, coming into Belize by the boatloads. And you have to remember, Belize has a population that's in the thousands. Guatemala has a population in the millions. And they're coming in by the boatloads in Belize, coming in illegally. They're taking land that belongs to Belizeans and they're making it their own. They're growing their own stuff. And Belize says, hey, this is going to stop. So what is going to happen now is Belize is going to take Guatemala to the International Court, and hopefully, because there was a referendum last night asking Belizeans, do you want to take Guatemala to court? And they said yes. Many people did say no. Many of those people I would judge as people who don't really understand what is going on in the world. They feel, well, the land is already ours. Why should we go to court for something we know is ours? The thing you have to remember is that Guatemala has it could easily have one soldier for every Belizean. So, the thing is, you can say that all you want, but if they decide to invade and take the land, well, there's nothing you can do. And Britain is probably not going to help either. Britain has forgotten all about Belize, so they're going to stand up and deal with this themselves. So Guatemala is going to court, and hopefully the court rules in favor of Belize. It most likely will. The UN recognizes Belize's territory and their country. They recognize everything, and the ICJ is pretty much the United Nations. And I've not had good things to say about the UN in the past, but hopefully they will be honest in this particular case. Hopefully, fingers crossed. But it's better than not doing anything and then have Guatemala eventually just take it themselves, or continuing this whole illegal migration into Belizean territory and more Belizean land being taken, stolen by Guatemalans. That's not right. And if the courts do end up saying, hey, yes, this is Belizean land, this is your land, Guatemala has no right to 1 inch of it, then that means that Belize will be able to get help from much more powerful countries to stop Guatemalans from coming across that border illegally. They can get help with funding border security, building better fences, doing all sorts of things like that. Their army will get help, their police will get help, and Guatemala will have nothing left to do now. And then maybe even the Commonwealth, which Belize is also a part of, and the Queen is actually Queen of Belize, the Queen Elizabeth, she's also Queen of Belize as well. Hopefully once Belize gets this approval from the court and say, hey, this is their territory, then the Commonwealth will say, we need to pay better attention to Belize now. they've been recognized by courts, by international organizations, by everybody that this land is their land. And we need to help them protect it. They're a Commonwealth country. The Queen is their head of state. We need to act like that instead of just putting our heads in the sand. The United States has even congratulated Belize. The United States State Department has congratulated Belize in a memo, which Reuters has obtained, which is good. I'm sure Donald Trump likes the fact that Belize is trying its very best to defend their borders, though Guatemala, you have to understand, is heavily in the pocket of Israel. Their military is very much aided by Israel, so that's another problem right there that needs to be addressed. But this is a good day for the English-speaking world. Hopefully things work out well. Belize retains its independence and is not surrender 1 inch of land to I mean, Belize is also a third world country, but Guatemala is even, it's a much worse situation. The economic divisions are much worse over there. Though I have to say that, just like most third world countries, the people, they end up doing this to themselves by electing these terrible politicians, these terrible despotic leaders, which destroy the economy, which plunder the economy, plunder the resources, and the people that suffer are the average individuals. That's what ends up happening. The reason why Guatemala is constantly saying that part of Belize belongs to them, if not all of it, is because of conflicts that happened between the British many years ago and this and that and whatever. I mean, that's like saying that Texas belongs to Mexico. That's like saying that California belongs to Mexico. I mean, the fact of the matter is these things were settled either in war or in treaties. And that's just the way the world works. And honestly, I'm glad that Belize is not part of Guatemala because, I mean, I know Belize has its problems. It has its problems like all other third world countries. This is where my dad's from, so it's personal to me. I know it has its problems, but compared to Guatemala, Belize is pretty much heaven. I mean, Guatemala's economy is squandered. They've had despotic leader after despotic leader. The people are completely poor, hungry. People don't have land. It's a country that's run by the rich minority, and the rest are just kind of just scrounging. That's like how all these third world despotic nations are. Belize is also third world, but it's a part of the Commonwealth. It's one of those Caribbean countries which, though being poor, is not completely down and out. It's not yet at the status of like Haiti or one of those type of countries. It's not like that. Just like most of those, it's just like one of those island nations out there, Jamaica and all those places. Yeah, they're also third world, but they're livable places. They're not places where it's just completely down and out and just disorganized, no roads, no nothing, no proper housing, I mean, you'll have places like that, but it's not like that all over the place. It's not that type of place. So take them to court, Belize. Take them to court and whoop them in court. Get all your lawyers. Get the international community on your side. You've got the English-speaking world on your side. Whoop Guatemala once and for all. This is the Orana Nation.